You're very welcome.
Hello, Judy. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Al.
Good to be here.
Where's Jerry?
I was truck in the driveway, huh?
I don't know, we gotta have his picture, don't
Huh?
Who's in the driveway?
we? Hi, Jay.
Whose truck's in the driveway?
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry is, he's an important meeting tonight. This is
Yes.
Jerry's anniversary.
Pass it, Andy.
No.
Well, it is 7:02 or 3, and so we will begin village workshop September 4th, 2018. And welcome viewers at home and those of you in the audience. And Jude, I welcome you back.
Yay!
It's really good to be here.
Very happy to have you.
It's good to be alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Prayers have been certainly in your...
Yes, thank you.
So, wonderful to meet your son, who was
Yeah.
really
Oh,
supportive.
I don't know what I would have done without him. I mean, he spent an entire month with me. Probably saw more parts of his mama than he ever wanted to. He was a trooper. Amazing.
You raised him well.
Yep.
All right, the first item we have here for discussion is authorizing payment of Macedon Excavating, the invoice of $320,288.45, which we tabled at the last board meeting pending information that they have met the requirements or are certainly going to meet the requirements of the DBE. I should know that, DB, okay, I should know that, DB. Disability requirements. So I will turn this to Jake because you received an email, and I believe it was forwarded to everybody,
Yeah.
regarding Craig.
Yes, Craig Ekstrom is a local, or the regional project liaison for the DOT, and he had discussions with the contractor as recently as it was this morning, and is confident that they're going to meet the DBE requirement, their amended DBE utilization plan, and they're going to meet their requirements, what he suggested in releasing the payment, the most recent payment to them.
For the information, for the public's information, Craig serves in what purpose, or in what role
Yeah,
in
he's
the project?
the regional project liaison. So what our North Ave project is a federally funded project, but it's locally administered. The state kind of acts as a guide to help the locals and the local sponsor, which is us, get through all the federal requirements and the federal programs. They kind of guide the program or guide the project to make sure that it's going along according to all the ins and outs of the federal requirements.
So we're okay with everything then?
Yeah, yep, it was their original plan, they had at the beginning file at DB, it's a disadvantaged business enterprise utilization plan. There's MWB and different goals during the project, and then there's the federal part of it. There's a DB, or the disadvantaged enterprise requirement, and there's a percentage of the work of the total contract that has to go to disadvantaged business enterprises. And the goal is to get the newer startup businesses or disadvantaged business enterprises in a position where they're doing these projects consistently, and then they're no longer going to be a DBE. And so it's, it's part of getting them through the process and getting their feet on the ground and getting them some experience. And this requirement's 5% for the federal project. And the DBE utilization plan had switched, or the plan didn't switch, I guess the reality switched. One person that they were planning on using for it it would have covered way more than it.
Yeah.
And it dropped off, and they weren't able to have contact with them, so they went and were getting other certified disadvantaged business enterprises to meet the needs there. So, and they now have the plan in place for them to meet that with the additional work that's there. So
Is there a time frame?
they're going to be starting next week, I believe some of the, or at the end of this week actually, some of the work on the pavilion, on the cobblestone and all that, and should get it wrapped up pretty soon, you know, a couple weeks. Cobblestone's got to go up very slowly.
But no, I'm talking about those people that are,
Yeah, that's, well, the electrician that they use, or not the electrician, the electrical supply company,
Yeah.
they're certified DBE, so they've already spent some of that funds. And out of the whole project's about 47,000, this shy of 47,600, I believe. And so they've already expended, originally they were about 9,000 short, and now they've, with contracts and plans, they're got down to about 900 short. Now they have another plan to push them over the edge to make sure that they're meeting that requirement.
Looks like you said they're going to be doing electrical work in the pavilion
Yes.
in order to meet that.
And, yeah, the signs, putting up the signs because they're lit, so we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be.
I've heard a lot of very positive things about what we're doing down there, by the way.
It looks very nice.
So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that, yeah, there are a lot of people that are saying good things about it. So I'm not hearing anything negative, which is.
I had a lot of questions about what was going on down there. I heard a lot of different answers too, that people were, one of them was a drive-through or something, I think. but-
Oh, geez, I didn't hear that one.
Okay, so with that in mind then, I would ask for a motion to approve the invoice, the paying of the invoice of $320,288.45 to Macedon Excavating.
I'll make that.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy,
I,
Trustee Belkane,
Aye.
Trustee Lauer,
aye.
Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Motion passes.
So we can move forward with that, and we should be in good shape. The second item on our agenda this evening is the EV charging station. If any of you have not seen it, it is out next to the, is it the paint building, is that what you call it?
Yeah, the paint shop.
And the line's in yet for the 2 parking spaces?
They were not, before I went camping the other day. Yeah.
Okay, because in an email it said that they were going to be done, but they will be done. There are 2 parking spaces. They kind of face each other, and one of them services each side of the EV charging, call it platform or station there. And the question that we have, it is in operation. There is information on the charging unit as to how to use it, to get the app on phone or laptop or tab, and then to access the unit and to begin to charge. And the question that we had was, should we charge, and if we decided to charge, what would we charge for the use of the charging station? You have in front of you the pricing of EV stations for various towns. Town of Brockport, Rundequoit, Mendon, Penfield, Harrington, the village of Pittsburgh, the village of Spencerport, the village, town of Mendon, and the city of Rochester. And those prices do not vary, they're very consistent all the way down. And what Heather was able to find was that it says free in all of those towns. So,
what did it cost us?
That's what I say, what does it cost to maintain it?
What it was.
the whole
initial
unit
cost
cost
and
us
then-
what? We had a grant for that.
We had a grant, the whole unit, the unit itself was about a $9,000 unit that we had for $1,620.
1620, okay.
We did an upgrade to the service going to the building that we still had to screw in fuses
Mhm.
in the paint shop, so we fixed that electric in the process. So we're putting that, back towards the building, and then it was about another 1,500 doing for the installation. Running the lines there, running the new circuit, and so they had to pipe it. It's up near NOCO and Golden Boy end, is
Yeah, yeah.
where the service comes in, and then the charging station's way over on the other end, so all that was piped down through, and
Oh,
they have another, another circuit, up to 40 amp circuits that went out there to feed the pedestal for the charging station, so that was about $1,500. So all in, we're about $3,120 out of pocket from the village, and the grant covered a lot of, a huge majority of the unit itself. And the operational cost, it's whatever electric is per kilowatt hour, really. I have the onboarding tomorrow, scheduled for tomorrow. I had to schedule it out, so that on the schedule, and that gives us the program, the platform, to be able to manage the system itself. So then we can run, we can start set times and set parameters, and that's a training that I have tomorrow online.
Alright.
With the company to be able to set, hey, after 3 hours we can shut. I think we discussed a 3-hour parking limit there. So after 3 hours we can shut the machine, have it shut off automatically and stop charging. So there's not a big benefit to staying there past the 3-hour time. So.
I would also consider an end point in a day, as well as maybe a beginning point in a day.
June,
In other words,
yeah.
6 in the morning. I don't know who's going to come here before that, but they might. But I would not want to have it available overnight,
Right.
where there's no oversight, and it just.
Well, what could somebody do with it?
Charge the cars.
Other than charge the car,
Walk
you
home.
mean?
So that would be it. So we can turn it off, so that we're not having cars charged at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning. That was my concern.
Well, why would that be, I don't know, why would that be a problem if somebody wants to charge it at 2 o'clock in the morning? Is it a cost to us if it's a different time frame, or?
Is it a cost to us?
Yes,
Mm.
besides
It's a
the
cost to
regular
us.
cost of,
It will be, all of the charging will be a cost to us.
What does
yes.
it cost to charge an automobile electric vehicle?
We had 2 electric vehicles when we commissioned it and
Yeah.
started it up. I tested it, one of them was charging at about 30 kilowatt hours, or 30 amps, I guess. I know, to clarify, I know 3 things about electricity, like bulbs, batteries, and the electrician's phone number, so I'm not the best person to ask. But they were 30 amps, one of them was charging, the other was charging at about 12 amps, both plugged in, to 2 different ports. So I think it depends on the vehicle a bit and how much capacity they have in their battery. I understand somewhat that when it gets a little closer to being charged, it slows down, so you're not charging as much. So if it's someone that's doing short trips and it's topping off, it's different than if something's, almost dead.
Which makes
It'll certainly
sense.
take more. So I guess it all depends on what they're charging.
Well, we're typically charged by the amp per hour.
They're kilowatt hour.
Kilowatt hour,
Yeah.
right.
Well, I think one thing with this program, we can be able to run reports and say, hey, it charged for this long, this is how many kilowatt hours were used, this is how many miles they got, how many miles range that the person got for charging, because it depends on the system too, on the vehicle. The one vehicle we charged was set up for, I forgot the letters of the plug, it's a J5 or J27, whatever it is, just a regular plug like we have out there, and it also had a rapid charger port directly underneath it, which is a completely different animal. It'll give a car, from what I understand, a complete charge in about 30 minutes. It's a DC rapid charger that uses big power and.
Which we're not equipped,
Which we don't have.
we're not equipped for that.
Yeah, we have a regular level 2 charger, they call it, a 2 pedestal or dual pedestal level 2 charger.
So how long, I don't know anything about electric cars, so.
Yeah, a car could, I think they said, this one, a car could probably charge in about 4 or 6 hours,
4 to
completely
6 hours
charged.
at full charge. But one thing I thought of is I don't think it would really, people, aren't really gonna leave it on there that long. I mean, it's not like not a lot of people are
So
looking over here.
it's
It would
much
just
like getting
be-
$5.
If you're going to a store or something,
Yeah,
something quick.
Or you need, that's one of the nice things about it too, is somebody pulls into town and they need some, they're looking for where these places are, because obviously
yeah,
you have to plan your trips, let's say electric car, you have to
Oh,
plan your
yeah.
trips in your life around where you can get,
Yeah.
electricity to get back home, I guess, so once there's one here, carry trailers, they'll come in and they'll go to a restaurant or, yeah,
Go to Village
yeah.
Bakery.
well, that's kind of
Yeah,
what I
it's
was
one of the
trying to.
businesses.
Yeah.
If you're right off 104, why not?
Yeah,
Pull in, hang out while they're letting it charge up for a couple hours and,
well, that's kind of important for the
Yeah.
village, that they
Yeah.
want to hang out somewhere, so
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm looking at, I guess. So, and that was the cheapest way, I mean, for the charging station?
yeah, we looked at a bunch of different options, on different charging stations, and it was one of those things that every time you're ready to, if you recall, when we had a discussion on the purchase of it, every time you're ready to pull the trigger, then there's, hey, there's something else that comes out here, or there's another rebate, or there's another offer, and
Okay,
it was, we talked to the people from the Genesee Regional Planning Council there, who said, hey, there's a few of these rebates left through NYSERDA. They sent us the information about these, so we followed up on that. And this company is EV Connect, and it's actually a company, I think they're in California, that, which they had the thing, they worked through NYSERDA, had the approved level 2 chargers, so we put in the purchase order, and then I think it was about 10 or 12 weeks almost before we got the
Oh, wow.
unit back, so.
So it runs off of 120 volts, did you say?
I think there's 240
We
going.
have 240.
I think there's,
Yeah,
Two
short
forty,
there's
240.
there's 240 amp circuits going out to there, but I think it's 240 to the machine, and then it steps down to 120.
Right.
Okay,
At
so
the
it steps
machine.
to 120.
Yeah.
So 120, and you said 30 amps is generally the charge on it?
Well, there's one that was drawing 30 amps, and there was one that was drawing 12. So there's two different vehicles, one was a Volt, one was a Bolt.
yeah.
One of them's
The
all
Volt
electric,
probably
one's
was the more
hybrid.
expensive one. Then.
What's that?
The Volt was probably the more
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, it was kind of messy inside.
Okay, so, in terms of power, that would be 3,600 watts that would be drawing, or 3.6 kilowatts for 4 hours, would be 14 kilowatt hours at 12 cents would be $1.72 charge for 4 hours.
It's the bottom line.
Yeah,
So it's not too
And I
bad.
think it's really
No.
good.
I think that's.
And if somebody is buying
that we
something
should.
in the village, the sales
Yeah.
tax might be over
You
$1.72.
got that. I think this is a good thing.
Great thing, free.
Yes, free is good.
Let's see how many people use it and how often it's used, but I still would like to have some kind of monitoring overnight.
Is there a sign
So
at,
that it's not just plugged in and left, and, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand bars are open, and places are open until 11, 12, 1, 2.
Too.
Maybe shuts off at 2. Starts at 6, I mean, that's what our parking.
But that's not
the
a
village,
fix,
stay
that's
off
not
the
a
streets.
Yeah. That'd be nice for having those spots clear too, so we can clear snow
Yeah.
off of them.
You're gonna
in
have
the
to,
winter time.
yes, you can't have people just park there.
Right.
Nancy said he saw someone at 11 using it the other night.
So can we monitor, are we monitoring
Yeah.
the usage of it,
Yep.
length of time, and that kind of thing?
Well, we could put a
Are we
sign
able
on
to do
it.
that?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to make sure that we were, you know, the board was on the same page, and
Mhm.
we had the right direction. We were thinking a 3-hour time limit, you know, EV vehicles only in
Yeah.
those spots and all, that we don't need those as extra spots. That was a nice spot about taking that. We didn't lose any parking spots that we currently had. We just added 2 more because typically the electric vehicles are smaller, so it was a little more compact area. So we were able to fit those over the lawn at the end of the paint shop and just add to the parking we have rather than swap something over. So we think about 3-hour only, EV only, 3-hour max. And then if you want, we can do the no parking, 6 a.m., or excuse me, 2 a.m. to 6.
Yeah.
And especially that consistent with
I
where
like that.
roads are, and then we can also Be able to, it's like I said, wintertime, clear snow off of that.
That sounds good.
Nice.
You got extra signs?
No, we have signs we gotta make. The 2 to 6 one, we would probably have a small one.
Yeah,
But the 3-hour only, and EV only, and there's different signs. In fact, I just printed something up last week about, the sign standards and things. We want to keep them consistent. We're gonna make the parking spots, the lines green for the spots, and have a symbol that, signifies EV charging.
Okay. In terms of signs, regarding signs, I've had a complaint that on Sherwood, there have been a couple of signs that we put up regarding the parking for sporting events that have been taken down, removed by people who live behind the sign, so I can talk to you about that. Well, that's good, let's do that.
yeah.
So how does that bring us? We're working just now on the solar permitting? Is that where we are?
Well, no,
The $5,000 grant, because they're going quickly, so.
Yeah, and I sent that email last week to Matt, I think it's CC'd you and on. We had that, we had the unified solar permit, the EV charging station was the one, the benchmarking was the other one, and I don't have it right in front of me, I'm trying to remember, the unified solar permit, the EV charging station, benchmarking, not EV charging station, they call that one clean fleets. There's one other one that we had accomplished, so we should have the 4.
We
And I
have
don't,
to do the solar permitting, I think, so.
yeah, but I think we already passed the unified solar permit.
Then we're pretty good.
Yeah, and that was submitted, so that we should be in good shape.
Okay, next item is employee reviews. And it has modified evolution process here, I guess, evolving. And there is a new one that you have in front of you. You had an opportunity to look at it. I'm going to ask the question about number 1, self-assessment. So use the following areas as a guideline to determine strength and weakness in the below sections. And this is a self-assessment, which then means that the employee would look at areas that they excel in, areas in need of improvement in these 5 areas. These were the 5 areas, I believe, where there was specific little criteria, outstanding, need of, etc. Is there, I'm looking here for a place where there is not self-assessment, but there would then be an assessment in these same areas by the supervisor.
So the supervisor would also fill this out for the employee, and then you would discuss it, and from those areas, you would create the objectives.
Right, so there will be another form, or there is an attachment, which then is the same in terms of self-assessment. It's now, however you want to put it, assessment by the supervisor, which then is looked at, and then there's a, okay.
Discussion, reflection.
Will both be part of the final product?
Yes, because it'll happen multiple times throughout the year. The only one I added this last page to be done at year end, and that will go through all of the objectives that you've done throughout the year and make an assessment on what you've completed, how many you've completed, and the outstanding performance. So I think it was missing that piece where you give like a score. But this way you have a little bit more opportunity to write and reflect on it versus just writing outstanding exceeds expectations.
I guess my comment was, how do you blend the two? and you will sit and write regarding strengths and weaknesses that you observe in these 5 areas. The employee sits and writes their same thing, strengths and weaknesses as they look in those 5 areas. So you have two documents. How do you blend them into one?
Yeah,
It's like a worksheet.
you keep both, and then I would also, so then,
So
I mean,
then
I could add a
from that-
section.
From that, there is
Yes.
then the development of objectives.
The objectives, yes, and I can write that in there if it's not clear. It just, the other one just seemed disjointed, this seems a little bit more cohesive. And I also emailed it to Jerry. What do you mean, his thoughts, he said.
Well, wait, if, you, I'm the employee, and you're the supervisor, and you fill out one of these, and I fill out one of these, then we get together and talk, and then there's a third set that
And the
goes with the fun,
objectives.
with the.
No, we would fill out the
With the
objectives
results.
together, yes, after we go over that, we would
So
do
then
section
there's
2
the third set
together.
of sheets.
We
And
would
that's
write
the one
right
that
on.
goes in the file.
Yeah, well, actually, I think we would probably keep both,
I think you should keep all.
yeah. And then, but this section would be discussed together, so this is really the final from that.
Okay.
You discuss, and this is also, I also thought it would be important to not only focus on areas of weakness, but also,
Strengths.
yeah,
Very
and
important.
also if the employee wants to learn a new skill set or take on a new project,
Yeah.
that would be an area for an objective as well. Like Megan came to me the other day and said, I'd love to learn something, learn this new thing, can we not discuss this? That'd be a good area, not only focusing on bad, but also positive.
Sounds good.
And who's the final sign off on this?
So then I would sign off on it, and then I would discuss it with the mayor.
Okay.
And I would sign up on those.
And in the case of, I'm just thinking about this is only for office staff, or is this to include
So,
the public employees?
This would just be office staff,
Okay.
unless, if Jake wanted to use it, he's more than welcome, but I did discuss it with him, and he said this wasn't really geared toward what he's doing with the
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
but if he's welcome to it, and also, Mayor Byers and I discussed that when him and I sit down, we may also use this.
Yeah.
Would Mayor Byers become the go-between if there's a disagreement?
Absolutely. Hopefully it wouldn't come to that, but that's fine.
Arbitrator is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Also, the office liaison would have the ability to input as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, those are great questions, thank you.
I did, however,
Trustee
I did
Robert.
talk with Will and had this passed to Will and briefly discussed with Jake. There has been no kind of objective evaluation, or are there objectives for the positions of, I would sit and we would go over with the clerk, but with Jake as DPW, and separate from him, actually, we would go through that process. So I've asked them to input and to suggest anything that they have in terms of thoughts on this process, and we'll move forward if they're.
Yeah.
So this was the next step in the process. You have the other ones. I give this to you to look at. We'll bring it to the floor in the next board meeting.
All right.
Did Jerry have any input?
Not yet, but I will definitely forward that out.
Al, anything that?
It looks good, well done.
These were a lot of his, Jerry, these are a lot of his
Since he
issues,
does
Yeah.
with the
because he
employees.
does a lot of that. He definitely made the recommendation to take away that first page, but I still thought some of the areas were, and you thought some of the areas were important.
Well, we changed to this as well. As I finished a career teaching, we were into objectives at the end of the year for the next year, and the evaluations are often based on how those objectives were being met. We had opportunities, of course, to, again, initiate new things. And that was significant in terms of what did you want to input, what did you want to put into, how do you want to change the program. Of course, I wanted to change by putting the smart board into the classroom and we're having them in the classroom. So that was fun. The objectives kept going to the next year, And then I left and they put one in the room. Go figure.
We can get one in here.
We should have one in here, actually. Smart board in there would be wonderful. Okay, so take a look at it and anything that you want to add, probably send an email to Heather. Let her know any changes that you want to make. If not, then we'll bring it up and we'll bring it, well, any of those changes incorporated, we'll bring it up at the next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ms. Byers.
All right, now, the last one that is here is not on your agenda out there. It is an item that has been brought up apparently since the publication of the agenda. And I'm not sure I understand it, so I would defer to Heather. Explain Mike Bradshaw, HSA.
So he recently was married, and so he added his wife and child onto his plan, and so he would be owed a little bit more HSA, which is $583.33. And since I discussed with Don today, a vote is not needed because it's already in the union contract, but I just wanted to let you know that you will see this in the, and it doesn't even need to be in the bill pay, but just so you're aware, we will be adding that.
So basically, it's being prorated because
That's
of
correct.
switching to the family plan as opposed to the single that he was under.
Yep. And he's already been, it was as of September 1, so he is already being deducted the amount of the family plan versus the single.
And I
Thank
believe.
That would be total. Yep.
Yeah, we got an employee looking for a newborn in December, right?
December, Jake?
Yes.
We spent 2 wonderful weeks with a 3-month-old, so I look forward to hearing from Toad and his experience.
Sleepless
All right.
nights.
Anything else?
Did we get everything resolved with the color palette? I thought it had been, and so I was confused.
Carl asked to have it brought up again, but
Yeah, the planning board.
when I put that out to everybody, I was looking back at agenda items that had been previous,
Yeah.
go back over them. And I wondered what had happened to it.
Yeah.
And I know our discussion pointed to the fact that we cannot mandate
Right, you
colors.
can't, right, and
They
there,
are
we didn't,
recommendation.
we didn't
And
need to
as
approve
far as
anything.
I read, the planning board had given a positive recommendation
Yep.
to those,
Yeah.
to that color palette. So at that point, I believe it was to be added to the guidelines that Will gives out to new businesses when we ask to do that. So that's where it now is. So, and I did ask actually Pittsford. I inquired how Pittsford is able to do what they do with their village to control the
Because
village.
their
And that is
historic
a historic,
preservation.
it is,
do
it's,
it.
it's a whole historic preservation district, and therefore they can monitor.
Jack didn't want that here, so we didn't get it. Yeah. and
So it
just-
is a recommendation, and it is on the books, and it's in the guidelines now, so.
So no
Yeah,
more,
and,
no
right,
more ink stores.
well, but the
Well,
other
it's still an
thing
individual
too.
thing.
Yeah.
It is still, right. But even when we were talking about it, John said, I mean, there's nothing that we can prove, but when we start redoing the comprehensive plan, which we really need to do, We should get the wording in there at least, because it's not in there. So we need to
Looking to
get it,
review it, that was a goal that I had,
yeah.
that I can put down for my goals and objectives.
Well, and one of the things too, when I talked to Sherwin-Williams, what, do we get some kind of a discount, Jake, and we get paid from them?
Yeah, we have an account with Sherwin-Williams.
Okay, but there, what he is telling me, the manager there, is that anyone that wants to paint with those colors that's in a village business, he will give them the same discount. So I want to make sure that I get that information, because I just talked to him.
Good.
That should go
Great.
through the bid.
Yeah,
Very
Oh, I will.
specifically, and any new business. that
Yeah,
comes in.
yeah.
Wonderful.
but I didn't know what the discount was, so I got to talk to Jake. Okay, well then I can always ask him, I'll ask him.
I don't know if it's consistent or if it's like you go to a parts, you know, an auto parts store where certain items it's a little bit more, sometimes it's, there's, you know, the list price now.
Yeah.
What we get from the village where like a garage goes in there.
I'll find out.
Different prices.
Yeah, okay. And my only other thing is to thank everyone. Heather, thank you for keeping me current on most of the stuff. Thanks for your visits, Daryl. And I have to thank Peter Elder, because he did something that was really special. He had popped over for a visit, and so he knew how I was feeling. He ended up putting a whole thing together of articles that were in the Webster Herald that had to do with my father, from 1937 to 1960.
Wow.
So I love you, thank you, you have no idea how much that meant. It brought back memories that I had literally forgotten about.
Her dad was an amazing guy, so.
Well, he was a fun person.
Yes.
He did a lot of dancing and singing. But he was a really great guy, but he had a Purple Heart and a lot of other things from World War II. And just, even when they got married, that was in the paper.
Yep.
And then when he was wounded twice, and then he was in minstrel shows, and he was a captain in West Webster Fire Department, and flooded the skating rink. I mean, he was a heavy, fun guy. So anyway, I wanted to thank you.
You're welcome, very much.
And of course, thank you to my dear son for putting up with his mama for a whole month.
Did you tell them to watch Facebook Live?
Oh, I should.
Well, you certainly were in our prayers, and we talked about you, and
I'll bet you guys do.
eager to hear how you're doing. You know, especially myself with the same
I know.
condition. And
But I'm here, so
You're here.
that was,
you
that was
look
the
good,
bigger.
and you look
Well, thank you.
good color, good everything.
I got to wait to put back on.
Yeah, that'll be
You
fun.
Other things, but
It's always fun.
don't work that way. No, I want the muscle, I don't want the fat.
By the way, I found, I don't know how I came across it, but I found that site for publications in New York State local publications. And it's amazing how many there are cataloged on that site, from A to Z. And just looking at, one area was in Lake Placid, for example, and they had a paper from 32 to 37, and then it evolved 37 to 43, and then after that, and then, you could look through the whole thing. And I found the Webster Herald,
Yep.
and begun looking back through a lot of those
Yeah.
things that are in there.
What's the website?
So, I don't know, I have to go back to
New York
my.
State.
I don't know, I don't memorize it, it's on my tablet, you know this page. Historic something.
Hey, I'm not as familiar with that one. The one that I use a lot is FultonNewYork.com.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is,
That's
Yeah.
different than the one that.
yeah, that's a very useful site, so.
That'll pull up the Webster Herald archives, or?
Yeah, you can actually, well, it won't let you key in on the paper, but if you can figure out the right keywords, you can get a lot out of it. So you type in Al Balcane and you'll get the first election that Al ran in, which was when?
A long time ago.
2008?
2001.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Haven't said
Remember what I did
it.
last weekend?
Did you win?
That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
This site has pages, so you'd go to the date, and it had the pages on there, so you could load them up. So it wasn't cataloged by subject kind of thing, it was more by the date of the paper.
Ah, okay.
The page would show up. So that was an interesting.
I'll take a look at that one too, so. Ed is gonna be on vacation for, at least 3 months, well, not vacation, he's gonna be in, the West Indies somewhere for at least 3 months. So I'm acting chair of HPC again for right now, so.
Well, you might as well stay down in New Orleans and all those, border
Oh
states on the
my
Gulf are
gosh.
getting hammered right now.
Yes, they are,
There's a state of emergency in
Yeah.
3 states down there.
yeah.
It's El Nino coming back again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Again.
All right, well, if there's no other business, at this point, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. It is 7:42.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Keep that, you know.
All right, motion carries. Thank you,
And
and we will be back on 9/13 for our next village board meeting a week from Thursday.
Ooh,
I can't see it.
oh, that was a,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
A lot of work on disability. Can't
I
pick
had a
up
couple
enough
of